Okay. I have to take a story, so because I haven't been filming anything for over a month now. I can't even remember the last time. So today, did I already say hello? Okay, let's do that again. Hi guys. So today I thought I'm going to tell you something about how to grow on Instagram. Okay. I hope that the camera will stay like that. Hi guys. So today I want to talk about little tips and tricks that help me to gain a following on Instagram. I'm not gonna say that there's this one magical thing you do and then you grow overnight. What I'm about to tell you are tips and tricks. Maybe some of them you heard of, some of them are new to you, but at least this is what helped me to grow. And I started on Instagram about 2016. I opened my account on Instagram 3 years ago and I had 0 followers because I opened a completely new account, and today I have about 120,000 followers. So first of all, why would you want to have a following on Instagram? So maybe you just want to do it for fun, then that's alright. But also if you want to start freelancing, this is really important to have a social presence, because honestly, when I was freelancing, every job except of one came because people saw my work on Instagram. And I know that a lot of other artist friends experience the same thing. They have a following on Instagram, even if it's not that much, a smaller number. They still get a lot of work with their Instagram account. So you don't have to have thousands and thousands of followers. You just have a decent portfolio on your Instagram and people are going to find you and they're going to reach out to you. In the beginning it's going to be small jobs, but they're going to grow. Also, if you plan on opening a YouTube channel or opening a Patreon account or opening your first online shop, for example, it's always really important to have a place where you have a lot of people listening to you, so you can tell them that you have an online shop, for example, and you can market your products over there. So this is also what I did. I always did the marketing for my products on Instagram and YouTube, and not really so much on Etsy or anywhere else. And this is how I got my sales. So if I am looking down, I wrote down, I don't know if you can even see that, no. So I wrote down all the things that I could think of. Maybe if I have more, I'm gonna add them in the description under this video, but I'm just gonna start right now. So there are 2 main things you wanna consider if you want to grow your Instagram account. So the first main thing you have to consider is the algorithm. So I know a lot of people hate the algorithm, and it is obviously always working against you. But if you try to make friends with the algorithm and to understand it, you will really see a difference. The second big thing, I'm going to talk about the algorithm in a second, but the second big thing is to have great content and to really play with your brand, I would say. So let's talk about the algorithm first. The first thing that I do and that helps me grow is to post regularly. Now, you don't have to post every single day, and also there's no right or wrong here. The most important thing is that you try to find a schedule for yourself that works for you and that is realistic for you to stick to. It doesn't matter if it's like once a day, that would be great, but you don't have to do that. Maybe it's just once a week or 3 times a week, or whatever is realistic for you. Try to find that rhythm and stick to it, more or less. I personally found that posting every 2 to 3 days it's very realistic for me without having time pressure or anything. Right now it's a little bit less because of a little baby, but yeah, normally I do 2 to 3 days. Sometimes every day when I have a lot of time and a lot of motivation, but most of the time it is every 2 to 3 days. The thing is, why you want to do that is, first of all, Instagram will see that you're very active, and also you want to be predictable with when you post and what you post. If you have a drawing account, first of all, only post your drawings. I think that goes without saying, so don't post your food here and your dog there and then your drawing. So if people see your account, they have to know right away what you do. So if you are an artist, have your drawings there. You can post your personal stuff in your stories, it doesn't matter, but post your drawings in your feed and be predictable, so they know, okay, this artist posts every second day or every 2 days. So if I follow her or him, I can expect to have a regular content. Alright, so the second thing is to use hashtags. So in those 3 years being on Instagram, I tried everything that you can imagine, I think. I tried no hashtags, I tried the maximum amount of hashtags, which is 30, I think. I tried having 2 hashtags. I tried hashtags with a lot of entries. I tried hashtags with very few entries. So I tried everything. What I found was hashtags do help you gain more exposure when you have more of a smaller account. Now I don't know, I feel like they don't really help that much anymore. So sometimes, which is not really happening often, but sometimes I would post something without hashtags or with like only 2 hashtags or something, and they most of the time perform just like my other posts where I would have a lot of hashtags. So I feel like in the beginning it was definitely helpful for me to gain more exposure. Now I'm not so sure. But what I always did was I made sure that I used both like big hashtags with a lot of entries. So when you do like hashtag art, you will see that there are, I think, over like a couple of million entries. So this is a very big big hashtag. And also use very small, more niche-y kind of hashtags so people can find you there as well. For example, I don't know. For example, I think a small hashtag is artists on Patreon. Also explaining what is in your posts, so the colors, maybe also the tools that you use. So I would also hashtag the brand. When I did watercolors, I also did hashtag Faber-Castell or hashtag Winsor & Newton, things like that, or hashtag traditional art. So I know some people say that having all 30 hashtags will not really be helpful because I don't know why. Instagram will think you're spamming or whatever. For me, that really never happened, so just try it out. Hashtags are mysterious. I don't really understand them, but I still always use them. Just to I don't even know why. The next thing that is, I would say, it's the most important one, is to be active. So be active in your stories, be active in your feed, obviously post something. Be active commenting on other people's art, be active replying to your DMs, replying to comments. Put something in that little machine as much as you can, and Instagram will praise you with more exposure. If you comment on other people's art, don't be like, great, check out my stuff. Be more specific and tell the artist what it is that you really like. For example, I really like how you did the hair, or whatever, things like that, something that is really honest and true, because everybody will get the occasional great job comment, but you don't really pay attention to it. If there's someone really pointing out things that you did, you are more likely to check out their stuff. I noticed that for myself. I also noticed that when I started on Instagram and I tried both. I did the I like your stuff, great content. I did those comments, nothing really happened. But when I was really telling the artist what I liked about their art, there was a lot of more traffic on my account as well. Also always reply to comments, because people will see that you actually reply to comments, and then they are more likely to comment as well because they want you to reply to them as well. Yep. And also try to respond to your messages and your DMs. This is something I really struggle with because I am getting a lot of DMs. I'm trying to respond to people whenever I have a free minute, whenever I'm standing in the queue or walking somewhere, or I don't know, the train ride or whatever. But it is getting really hard. But up until I had about 60,000 followers, I was still able to reply to everybody, and I would empty my inbox every day. And now it is not really possible anymore, also with the little one. I'm really trying to get back there because it's just, I mean, people really take time to comment or to send you a message, and it's just, yeah, it's just better when you respond. Something else I wanted to tell you, which has nothing to do with the algorithm. I have a business account on Instagram. I really like that because I see how many people saw my post, how many people saved my post, how many people shared my post, where my followers come from, what time they're most active, things like that. So you will really have a great insight of your data. If you have a business account, you need a Facebook profile for that, I think, and the rest, like setting it up, is easy. So I really suggest having that. You can also pay for things. So for example, there is this thing that I had before, it's called Iconosquare or something like that. It's the same thing. It gives you insights to your data, and you can really see which hashtags performed really well, and where your followers come from, and what time they are active on Instagram, so it's the best time for you to post. So those things are also really important in order for you to really understand when you should do things and what you should do. Yeah, I think that is everything I have to say about the algorithm. Did I talk about stories already? So stories are really, really important. You want to make sure to be really active. You can also show personal stuff there. You don't have to be all artsy over there as well. So the best thing is if you always have a story, like those little story circle around your profile at all times. So you don't want to go more than 24 hours without a story. And the next big thing that I think is obviously really important in order to grow your account is to have great content. It's not just having the best drawings ever. What I found, what helped me the most, is to really tell a story and to take people with you on your journey. So I get messages every single day telling me that people want to start an Instagram account as well, but their art is not perfect yet, so they don't feel confident enough to post. I mean, there's no right or wrong, but for me it wouldn't work like that, because I never ever feel super confident with my work. I never ever feel like this is perfect, so I would never post anything. And people don't really want to see the picture perfect drawing one after another. They want to see, how did you do that, and what did you do to learn that? They also want to see your improvement. When you scroll back to your very first drawings, it is amazing if you see a big improvement. I also started my account when I was trying to get back into drawing, not when I thought I am ready or my art is perfect. So I was trying to take people with me on my journey, trying to find back into art. Was that even a sentence? I don't know. Was that even a sentence? I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to, like, for example, show when I started there was nothing like stories. So I couldn't post any stories, but I posted my setup, for example. When I was drawing something, I posted the tools that I use. I posted my sketches. So everything that leads you to that finished drawing is worth posting. This also leads me to my next point, which is show people behind the scenes. So especially when it comes to skills like drawing, singing, crafting, everything that is creative, it is just really nice to see how you got there. What did you do to create that post? What camera did you use? What tools did you use to draw it? What was your setup? Everything. What was your reference pictures? Everything under the moon that you can imagine can be helpful to someone, because most of the time people who follow you are people who do the same thing like you. So for me, my followers, or most of my followers, are people who like drawing as well, or they want to improve, or they want to become a freelance illustrator as well in the future. And it is really nice for them to learn something when they follow me, so I can actually produce valuable content for them. So when I post what tools I use, it might be really helpful for someone out there. It is really helpful to post behind the scenes for other people, and then they're also more likely to follow you. The next thing, which I think is really important, is to show your personality. You have to think about, the world is full of Instagram accounts. There are millions and trillions of accounts which are very similar. So there are so many drawing accounts and so many fashion blogging accounts and so many marketing whatever accounts. So what makes you unique? I know that you have your own drawing style maybe, but having and showing your own personality is what makes you really unique, because you are you and nobody is like you. So you can really embrace that and show people what you like and what you don't like. Show people who you are. You don't even have to show your face, but there are so many ways to show your personality, through photos, through the way you edit them, through what you show them. So I also show a lot of food because I am very into food. I think everybody of you knows that I love food. I love cooking, but it is also part of my personality and a lot of people can relate. I also like plants, and it has nothing to do with drawing, but it is part of me and my personality, and I am the person behind the account, so it is worth sharing. Why just show one side of you when you have a whole bunch of facets which all come together and create the beautiful personality that you have? And you don't have to try to be someone else or be ashamed of whoever you are or how you look like or whatever. Just really embrace the person you are, and you will see that you will attract so many people who are just like you. They have the same interests, and it will be so cool to have a community of like-minded people. This is what I love the most about Instagram, actually, is the community aspect. It's really amazing. And then the last 3 points are just really obvious. So the first one is post high quality content, have high quality pictures, sharp pictures, don't be blurry or anything. So I think that goes without saying. I also use the app called Preview to see how my posts look like together before I post them. And then also, of course, try to improve constantly with whatever it is you do. So I try to improve my drawing skills every day by just practicing, and you can use that again to show your behind the scenes. So whatever you're practicing, you can just make a quick story or do some sketches and post them. So just show people that you are practicing and that you don't just push out one great drawing after another, because that's just boring. And the last thing that I have on my list here is learn to take great pictures and learn to edit them. Please don't take a picture in a bad lighting and with a blurry camera and just upload it the way it is. People expect great quality. I just export my drawings because I use Procreate, but I also used her to take a lot of pictures of my watercolor art, for example, and I always use my phone because it just has a really good camera. It is the iPhone XS, but before that I had the iPhone 8 or something like that. Just use whatever good camera you have, and then also try to edit it, so sharpen it a little bit, brighten it, do whatever you want to do to your pictures to make it match your own brand, but just make sure to have a feed that looks presentable. I honestly, it took me those 3 years to find my voice through my pictures, so to say. I'm still thinking if I forgot something, so I'm kind of filming this video in a rush because my little boy is sleeping and he's gonna wake up anytime soon. If I have anything that comes to my mind, I will leave it in the description down below. I really hope that this was helpful. I hope that you're not disappointed, because there's no one thing that helps you grow overnight. If you want me to talk about a point more in depth and more detailed, please let me know in the comments down below. I will then film a little video about that as well this month, like as a little addition to this video, and I hope that helped you. At least it is what helped me grow. It is what I've been following for years now, and what I still do. Don't expect too much. Don't expect to grow overnight. In the beginning, it's also a lot of gaining followers and losing even more. So you go one step forward, 2 steps back. It's totally normal. Is there anything that I forgot to say? Okay, whatever. If there's anything, I'm gonna film another video this month as well. But for now, this is it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment. Let me know what was new, what are your experiences in growing a following, and you know what? Okay, that's very spontaneous now, but I'm a big fan of supporting each other, and you guys support me, so I want to give you something back besides this video. So if you leave your Instagram handle down below, I will give you a shout out on my Instagram stories. I'm not saying that this is gonna help you to grow, but when I was starting, it helped me a lot when people gave me shout outs on their stories. So I want to do the same and help you guys. So yeah, leave your Instagram handle down below and I will shout you out. I love you. Bye.